stop saying. I'm afraid.
Why don't you play us something, baby? Why don't you play us something? Why don't you play us something, baby?
Start? I don't feel so good.
It's fucking molten!
Hey, yo! Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast.
Wow, I'm your host, Buck Hollywood LeDuc, joined by, as always,
Chadley J. Chadley. Hey, guys.
you know, there's something that's been keeping me up at night, Chadley.
I kind of want to know.
Is McClunky good?
Shit. Fuck. This is the ultimate question, but however, I do thankfully have the ultimate answer.
Yeah, what's that?
The answer is that McClunky is, in fact, good.
You heard it here first on the Movie Epidemic
shit.
podcast. McClunky is good.
McClunky is extremely good. Damn, I'm really glad.
Wow,
we got
welcome
that
to a
out of the way.
fresh episode. New things are happening.
Yeah, we're halfway done the freeway.
Thank
Can
God
you believe that?
that it's almost over already.
Yeah, dude.
Before it even feels like it began.
Yeah, that's true, dude. Because we've been fucking around with this freeway, dude. I don't even think some of these are Oscar movies. We don't give a shit anymore.
No, we don't give a shit, dude.
We've seen them. We've seen them.
Some.
Hey, Parasite, I've seen it.
Saw that.
Saw that 6 months ago on the fucking
Uncut Gems. Cummed on it.
on the holy shit, I'm gonna come on the fucking fest. On the fucking fest.
Did you see
bracket.
that Billy D. Williams posted a photo of Lando and a photo of Adam Sandler in that outfit, and he's like two uncut gems. Here's the thing, Billy D. Williams. Adam Sandler is one of the most popular Jewish men of all time. He's definitely cut.
Yes, absolutely. Welcome to the Movie Epidemic podcast. I promise we don't just talk about semen on this show and circumcising Adam Sandler.
I don't know. I feel like that's mostly what it
That's
is.
90% of the podcast, which is okay, I think.
Yeah.
Which is okay. But we do just a reminder. I think we got to remind everybody of this at least once a year. Just a reminder that famed Bohemian Rhapsody director Bryan Singer is an unconvicted boy rapist. Several people have come forward and
Oh, Jesus, what is that?
Oh, God.
What's happening? Oh, God, he's walking from across the room. Oh, God,
no.
it's so far. Oh, no.
Podcast,
oh, no, it's
podcast
so
bot, you got to
far.
lube up those joints. They're not sounding good.
Hey, Chadley.
Oh, hey, podcast bot 8,000. 5,000.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Whichever one you think I am, that's the one that I am.
Okay, podcast bot. Can you tell the good people what we're talking about today on the podcast?
Yeah, we can probably do that. I've got a nice lineup for you today.
Hey, podcast bot 5,000. You're not sounding so good.
No, this is how I always sound. My voice module's broken.
Yeah, it sounds
I've been
wrong.
smoking a lot of meth.
Yeah, that's pretty usual though. You're always smoking meth out of the fucking tinfoil. You're smoking out of the tinfoil.
Yeah, I like the tinfoil. Today on the podcast bot, Sam Mendes.
Podcast bot 5,000. Can you back the fuck up? You're making me really uncomfortable. Can you get the fuck away from me?
No, absolutely not.
I don't like it.
Yeah, no, you love it.
No, I do not. I do
Yeah,
not
you
like
love it. And what about this voice module? Is this better?
No, that's worse actually.
It's way worse.
If anything, it's worse. You sound like a cop.
Yeah, I am a cop.
Oh, I don't like that. No cops on this show. Podcast bot, what the fuck are we talking about? What? I hate this one the most.
Okay, well, 1917, the World War I movie. Also Atlantic's Netflix original. And then Pain and Glory. And of course, Wes Anderson.
Which Wes Anderson?
The Darjeeling Limited.
Fuck, that's a good one. That is a good one. And he's gone. Thank fucking God. Dude, what is
Wait,
his
no,
problem?
he's still standing there.
Oh,
There he goes.
And he's powering down.
He's powering down. Okay.
Hey, what the fuck's his problem
I don't
today,
know.
dude? He's having a tough time.
Yeah, he's
I
having
think-
a bad time.
I think the meth he's smoking.
Wait,
out of
Chadley,
that-
there was one more thing I forgot to mention.
Oh, hey, podcastbot 5000.
Remember that guy that was apparently assassinated, Omar Solomon
Yeah.
of Iran?
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you guys know that was actually something I did.
Wait, like it's a hoax, or you killed him?
No, I killed him. You know, like how they said it was a drone?
Oh, I can't be a part of this.
You know how they said it was a drone? Trumpo dropped me out of the plane personally to assassinate this man.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot. You're going on the campaign trail with Donald Trump. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Podcast.
something like that.
Hey, podcastbot 5000, get the fuck out of here! Okay, thank you, podcastbot 5000. That was horrendous. That was the worst you've ever done. In fact, you're fired. So welcome to the Movie Epidemic Podcast. We're going to talk about those movies. If you caught what he said,
You might not have.
you might not have. He was standing too close to me. I did not like that.
Yeah, we definitely got to turn him down.
We gotta shut him off. I think he's got to be.
He is breaking.
He's breaking, and it's good. It's as good as McClunky. So let's start off the podcast. We're going to talk about Sam Mendes, 1917. Man, holy shit! I have never seen this. This is the most respectful audience I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, was it mostly veterans? Mine had a lot of veterans in it.
Yeah, I actually saw that on Twitter that yours had a bunch of veterans. No, it was mostly. I was the youngest person there.
Yeah, there was a guy in full army, I guess uniform.
You know what? I don't like that. And you know what? Like, not to take anything away from him. God bless him. Thank you for serving for our country or whatever. But I don't like that for one reason.
What's that?
And here's that. Is because that
Spotlight on him.
That dude showed up and basically told everyone in the theater, like, you can be engaged in this movie, but if you're more engaged than me, then shame on you.
Well, here's the thing about this guy. He was very old, probably tipping on 80 years old, and he kept doing big farts, dude. Big farts the entire movie.
Just ripping them.
Just big farts.
You're
dude.
being crazy disrespectful to the veterans.
That's
right
wild
now.
disrespect to the. No, I respect
what-
the veterans when they're doing big farts.
Oh,
dude.
I want to add one more thing because I thought it was funny. When we were seeing this movie, the trailer for The Last Full Measure came on. You know that Vietnam movie with Sebastian Stan?
No, I don't know what that is.
Okay,
I didn't get that trailer.
That's coming out next week, and don't worry about it. We're not seeing it.
I got half of Tenet because the screen wasn't on.
I did not. You know,
Tenet, which I love.
I've still never seen the trailer for Tenet. I have not seen that.
It's gonna be a 5.
Yeah, of course it is. It's Nolan. I don't even need to see the trailer. I know I'm seeing the movie.
And then I got a trailer for something else, but I don't remember what.
So the trailer for The Last Full Measure comes on, and like it's this Vietnam movie, and they're shooting it up, and my girlfriend leans over to me, and she goes, "Were you in the shit?" I thought that was pretty good.
Very clever, very funny.
But
You hear me laughing it up over here.
but in fact, yes, I was in the shit.
You were in the shit?
I was in the shit. All right, let's talk about 1917. Let's talk about the actual movie instead of talking about the audiences. It's fucking good. It's real fucking good.
Sam Mendes knows how to craft a film.
Holy shit, is he ever good at making movies?
And the thing is, like, we've seen this before, the single cut.
Yeah,
in
Birdman.
But in that, it feels more like a gimmick. In this, I feel like it was actually used much better.
Yeah, because it actually gives you. This is one of the first of many positives I'm going to give this movie. It does give you sort of like a sense of distance, which a lot of war movies kind of don't, because they cut so much, and obviously because they're made like like a movie, whereas this is made like something else. They're made like a movie. You never really know how far someone walks. Like sometimes they'll just cut to the next scene and they'll be like, "We've been walking for 3 days," and you're like, okay,
Yeah.
that's how long. But in this, you feel every fucking step of this journey.
Absolutely.
And
well, I mean, I think because the camera is so close to them at all times, you're almost the third character.
yeah, absolutely. Like by proxy, you're a part of the journey.
Yeah.
Which is like a really crazy gamble to take, and I'm really glad that it paid off. Because this is not only a deeply engaging movie, but a deeply personal movie as well. And I think that the two main characters do a really great job of ensuring that you're pulled into the story as well. Dean Charlie Chapman, that dude was on Game of Thrones, and now nobody gives a shit about
I don't know what that is. Don't
because
know who that is.
He's in this now.
You could be the most famous person on Game of Thrones, and I would not know that you were.
This dude. You don't know who Kit Harington is?
No. I couldn't pick that person out of a lineup, dude. I don't know who that is.
And you could put him up against 5 other famous people whom I definitely know who they are, and I still wouldn't be able to pick them out. But yeah, Dean Charlie Chapman, he's from Game of Thrones. The other guy, George McKay, no idea where the fuck that guy came from, but he's the best.
Which one was which?
So Dean Charlie Chapman was Blake,
Okay.
and then Schofield was the other guy.
Gotcha.
Was George McKay. And George McKay coming out of fucking nowhere, dude. He's unreal in this movie.
Oh yeah, dude, out of the depths.
Yeah, absolutely. No women in this movie, by the way. But
Absolutely
I think
not.
I think that comes along with sort of the territory of World War One. But I actually,
In fact, they're not allowed.
is that true? Is that true?
I don't know, dude. I don't.
Okay. Well, anyway, I feel like there were some women maybe in the nurses' tents. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was.
Okay.
There was.
What I love so much about this movie,
I remember specifically noting that because it was clearly a diversity thing that they were trying to put into it.
Yeah, absolutely. Which you gotta sometimes. One thing that I like, the first thing I really noted about this movie is that it does a good job of actually illustrating what trench life was like. You know, like what actually,
Kind of.
yeah, like what actually it was like to live in those trenches where people
almost-
sitting at tables.
The problem with that is it's so frantic that you almost don't even get a taste of that. Like this isn't to me. This isn't really a war movie. This is a singular story
I
that
agree.
takes
It's
place inside of the war, and it doesn't really. It doesn't like it definitely has some commentary on war, but it's like very few and far between of just the actual mission.
I agree. I think ultimately at the end of the day, this could have been any war that you made this about, but the fact that they made it World War I was really just so that they have a launch pad to really push
launch pad.
a launch pad to really push people into seeing the movie. Because I think if this was just
guess so.
like some sort of fictional war, or hell, even World War II, I think maybe people are
Seen
done.
enough?
I think people are done with World
Seen
War
enough
II.
of it?
Yeah, at this point.
But at this point, I feel like we're seeing a lot of World War I stuff now, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they're like, well, we did all the World War II.
Well, and here's the thing: when a World
we
War
even
II,
put zombies in one of those motherfuckers.
yeah, that's right. What was that movie called?
Overlord?
Overlord. Yeah, dude, that movie was good.
Yeah, movie's good as hell, but
Yeah.
it's like I think we
Fell the
got
fuck
'em all.
asleep in the theater watching Overlord.
Yeah, you were a tired
Yeah.
motherfucker in that one.
I was a tired motherfucker. But it's so clear that Sam Mendes has such like a unique and interesting vision when it comes to like cinematography
Sure,
and
well,
lighting.
it was Deacons.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Was it Deacons?
Yeah.
Okay, no shit then. Okay. No wonder this movie looks
Yeah.
so fucking good. What,
Yeah.
didn't he also wasn't he also like part of Goldfinch? Didn't he also do Goldfinch?
He did do Goldfinch,
Yeah, was
but
that Deacons?
you know,
Yeah, that movie's
also
nuts.
Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and you know what? Actually, that's so interesting you say that because I said that on the car ride home. I was like, you know what? This like in its the way that its lighting works and like its pacing and everything, it does kind of remind me of Blade Runner 2049. As crazy as that sounds, so that actually makes a lot.
I
of
don't know
sense.
about that, Chadley, but one thing that I did find interesting is there hasn't been a movie in a while since I can't even remember the last one where throughout the movie I'm like, how the fuck did they film that?
Yeah,
Like so many times during this movie. Not only because it's edited to be one shot, but just some of like how it moves from ground to over water and things like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, the fuck? They got like a drone on this motherfucker?
Yeah,
How are they doing this?
And this movie genuinely has some of the best cinematography I've ever seen. And there's two things in particular. There's one part where he's running through like this burning town in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Fucking beautiful scene. One of the best scenes.
Of course, Chadley's phone is ringing during the podcast.
Yeah, my bad.
We love it. We love it here.
Yeah. So, fucking like he's running through this on fire town in the middle of the night, and like the movie is intentionally dark in such a unique and interesting way.
Yeah.
That like it's not dark because you can't. It's not like fucking Solo where it's just like, oh, I just can't fucking see what's going on.
Well, that was because they filmed it on those weird 3D cameras that fucking don't pick up light.
yeah, that are
that Disney
terrible.
uses for everything now. Like I can't see a goddamn thing when I watch a Disney movie these days.
Hey guys, Aladdin, I'm sure you're gonna have to get a fucking lighting rig in that bad boy.
Let's get a fucking lighting rig up on this shit.
I can barely see Will Smith, dude. Get a fucking lighting rig. But yeah, and so like it's dark in an artistic way, but like the light contrasting with the dark is so unique. Fuck, this guy is good at making movies. Like some of my favorite movies of all time.
Well, like if you even think like if you look back at like Skyfall and when they have like that fight in the tower.
Yeah, and it's like
With
it's
where
all
it's
silhouettes.
backlit.
Yeah.
You kind of like see him playing with that kind of stuff a lot but more so in his action movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like once you get to this, it's like kind of an accumulation of everything that he's kind of picked up, I think, over the last like decade of making movies.
So this movie really is the journey of these two British soldiers, and I'm gonna recommend this movie really heavily because I fucking love this movie. But there is one thing
it's definitely worth a watch in a theater because it is so special from a technical aspect.
Yeah, and I think that if you watch this at home, you're not gonna get the same immersive feeling that this movie intends to give you. But one thing I did find weird about it is that like they kept peppering in famous people. just like
I noticed
just like in places that don't even make sense. Like
there's that one point where you see Mark Strong's legs, but you don't see his face, and he just starts talking, and I'm like, Mark Strong, hey?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I was like, that can't be fucking Mark Strong. And then it showed his face. I'm like, wait, is it Mark Strong? Because he's lost so much weight that you're like, I'm not even
thin
sure.
Boy.
Yeah, he's really thin in this one. And then fucking Andrew Scott's just talking shit for like 10 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Cucumber Man.
Dude, Cumberbatch reveal, I was like, oh, no.
This can't be real.
I was hoping it was going to be like fucking Daniel Craig or something.
Yeah, he does like a
Apparently
slow
they're not
turnaround.
friends anymore, though.
Sam Mendes and Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Why not? He's a good man. They're both good men.
Well, they got a little hostile on set.
to be fair, Sam Mendes basically held a knife to Daniel Craig's throat to play that character.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Benedict Cumberbatch, he like turns around and it's honestly like a reveal. Like it might as well have just been like Benedict Cumberbatch on screen.
Dude, I thought yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
When it fucking panned up to his face with his stupid mustache, I'm like, oh boy, that's how we're doing this.
Yeah,
hey?
that simply can't be how we go about doing this.
Yeah, I mean the one problem I have with this movie is that like it is an epic journey, but a lot of it is just so convenient a lot of the time.
It's
just
I don't
so
know if I
convenient.
agree with that.
They just happen to know where to go through in barbed wire. They just happen to know to where to go at all times. It's only 9 miles. I get it. It's not that far for them to go, but
yeah. Well, and like Andrew Scott does sort of lay it out for them, but you're right. Like sometimes they'll be like, "Where's the break in the barbed wire? Oh, it's over there." Sort of like Steve Irwin style.
There's a lot of barbed wire in No Man's Land. I don't think you'd be like the stories like go past the horses and you'll see it. That one, fine. The rest of the breaks in the barbed wire, they're just guessing and getting through. I'm like, this seems very, very easy. And this isn't a movie about like firefights or anything. This is just about them trying to survive walking.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is like such a fascinating idea because
Lord of the Rings, y'all.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of like Lord of the Rings because yes, they are just trying to survive walking through no man's land, which is an insane challenge in itself.
I mean, there's no one there though.
Yeah, absolutely.
So.
But you know what? You know what fucked me up about this movie because like it's something it's something that like I think about sometimes, but I often forget is that like for 4 years, like the entire country of France just had corpses everywhere.
Yeah.
Just fucking corpses lying
There's
about.
a part in this where he slips and slides over 25 corpses, and I'm like, now that's the kind of action I'm looking for.
Yeah, that's where can I find this slide?
Yeah, because this movie is like it's not about death per se.
No.
It kind of is, but it's the gruesome of the battlefield. It's still a gruesome movie, but they don't really lean into that. It's not like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. This movie leans more into like desensitization, like to the point where when people are dying, like some of the characters, like they don't even fucking care. They don't give a shit. Like they're like, it happens. You know, we're in fucking. It's World War I. We've been out here for years. Who gives a shit? I don't think they didn't call it World War I. They can't have, right?
Mm-mm.
They must have just been calling it World War. The Great War. That's what
the Great War. Yeah.
The Great War. Yeah, absolutely.
But I even think that was after. I think that was when it was done. That's what they called it. And then once they got to World War II, that's when it was retroactively called World War I.
That's when it was the sequel?
Yeah.
Gotcha. The second volume. Gotcha.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, man.
Rock and roll. Excited for Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Directed by Donald Trump. Yeah, the second one is crazy because it's one of those movies where the sequel is almost exactly the same. It's just the same bad guy doing the same thing.
Same bad guy, different sidekicks.
Oh man, this is offensive.
Hell yeah, dude. Respect the troops.
Yeah, but ultimately, at the end of the day, like, also, by the way, if this movie doesn't win sound mixing at the Academy Awards, they can straight up go fuck themselves. Like, for sure, they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
This movie, like, the sound in this movie.
It's no Waves, but I gotcha.
Well, Waves won't be nominated for
Yeah,
sure.
I know,
Nobody in the Academy saw that.
Yeah, I know. I gotcha. I got what you're going for.
Yeah, for sure. Which reminds me, actually, those Academy Award nominations are coming out tomorrow.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, and so we'll talk about that a little bit later. We'll go through some predictions of what we think is going to be nominated. Probably bad shit, but that's okay.
There was enough good movies here. I think they won't fuck it up.
Yeah, it does look like just looking at the projections, it does look like they're not going to fuck it up this year. Shockingly enough, it looks like they may not fuck it up. Yeah, I don't know. I love this movie so much. I think the music is so atmospheric because like even at points where people are telling like silly skunk stories about like bitches they fucked and stuff like that.
Hell yeah,
there's
dude.
still like a melancholy tone to it, and that I think is due a lot to the soundtrack.
There's something we were talking about a few weeks ago. I think it was on the Irishman episode where we were talking about how like big blockbusters don't just tell small stories anymore, and this is the perfect example of not that. This is a perfect example of what Hollywood is afraid to do now in big budget blockbusters is just tell a small story.
And you know what?
Because this isn't a movie that's like really does much for the World War I genre.
No, absolutely not.
Like from a technical standpoint, that's a different thing completely.
And see, the thing is I love this movie, and not because it's about World War I.
Sure.
And I think that's how you're supposed to walk away from this movie. I love this movie because
it's barely even a war movie.
Yeah, I love this movie because I love the characters, because the movie forces you to engage with those characters.
Yeah.
Because like the camera is following them around, and by proxy, you are following them around.
Mm-hmm.
Every single thing they do, every struggle, every hardship, you are there for the whole thing. And that's so rare in a movie nowadays. Yeah, I love this movie. I think Sam Mendes did a damn good job here, and I didn't get why he won the Golden Globe before I saw this movie. Now I kind of get it. It makes sense.
Yeah. What's your Chansky rating there?
I'm gonna pop this one at a 5-star on the Chansky scale. Really fucking love this.
All
movie.
right, I got this bad boy at a 4. I do think it's pretty much a lock for the Oscar though.
For Best Picture.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even be pissed at this point. You know.
I think there were better movies.
Me too.
But it's not like a Green Book thing. You know, it's like it's just a good movie that it's probably going to win over some great movies. It's fine.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think I definitely agree that there is better movies, including a movie where Adam Sandler says, "Holy shit, I'm gonna come."
Well, that's not even like he might get acting, right? Like,
dude, if that movie isn't nominated for Best Picture, then I don't get it anymore, dude. I simply don't get. They don't watch movies. This is what it is.
I'll be surprised if if Parasite even gets in. Honestly, it's projected to be one of them. I just don't think it will be.
Yeah, and I last I checked though, the projected winner was Once Upon a Time, but there's no way that's gonna fucking happen. There's no way they're gonna give Quentin Tarantino an Oscar. That would make him too powerful.
That's not even his best movie.
Oh no, I haven't seen it yet, but like, there's no way it's better than Django or Inglourious or even Pulp Fiction.
It's not better than any of those movies.
Yeah.
It's like I like most of his movies more than I like Hollywood. But
I agree.
It's still good.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a Tarantino movie, but it's also 4 hours long and not about anything.
Yeah,
so.
I got that one. I got that one on the Google Play. It's ready to go.
Yeah,
I can watch
what
it
about
anytime.
Midsummer? You watched that shit yet?
I have seen Midsummer. Yeah, I saw it in the summer.
Oh yeah,
I saw it a long time ago. I gave it a 5. I gave it a glowing 5 because it's fucking phenomenal. I did watch Midsummer. It's fucking amazing.
All right. Well, you've pretty much seen everything then.
Yeah, I just got to see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then I think we're done. I think we're done with the freeway, dude. I think that's it. That's all. What do you want to talk about next? Do we talk about Darjeeling?
Yeah.
Holy fuck! This is like my favorite movie ever.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed about this is every time I rewatch it, it's not my favorite Wes Anderson movie, but it might be the best Wes Anderson movie.
I think it is the best Wes Anderson movie.
It's definitely the best character piece that he's ever written because it's not so quirky of like his other stuff, but it's also like it's genuine. It feels like he definitely has brothers, and he does.
Yeah, and dude, this movie is fucking hilarious. This movie is so funny, and
it's a very dry humor, but there are moments that are like the hardest I've ever laughed.
This movie hinges on one joke that is so consistently funny throughout the movie, and that is Owen Wilson thinks that this fucking trip through India is going to be spiritual and emotional, and it is not. And it hinges on just that one thing. And then finally something later in the movie does happen where it does become spiritual and emotional, and they fucking hinge on it and capitalize on it like shitty people. And that's why this movie fucking rules, man. This is by far my favorite Wes Anderson movie, like by a lot. I think that I have brothers, and I've always heard, and we've talked about it on the show, that this movie may be better if you do have brothers, which I have exactly 2 brothers. And while I was watching this, I was like, okay, I'm Jason Schwartzman for sure. Yeah. Craig is Owen Wilson.
I was actually thinking about that too when I was watching it.
Mark is Adrian Brody, I guess.
I guess,
because he's got to be someone. So me and my
if only Adrian Brody was 300 more pounds, that would make more sense.
Oh man, Mark. Oh, my good brother Mark.
Fuck Mark. He doesn't listen to this shit.
He's a big.
He doesn't
man.
have time for that.
He's a big man, but he's a good man. Yeah. So unlike Craig, who's a small man and a bad man.
Thin bad man is what I call that one.
Anyway, so yeah, this movie, it's the dynamic between these 3 brothers is so funny because supposedly they used to be best friends according to Owen Wilson's character, but all these characters are so different that there's just no way that was ever the case. And then as they're going through this journey, they all just they sort of separately interact with different people, and they separately have different experiences with other people and other things. And so the fact that the whole idea of the trip was for the 3 brothers to bond is fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious because nobody except for Owen Wilson cares that they're there, and that's so funny.
And he's got the assistant and shit. It's so like everything about this movie is ridiculous, but it also is genuine, and that's what's crazy about it.
Yeah.
And another thing that I fucking love is like a train. Like you think about it. In like all of like in the 70s and 80s, there's always like train movies, right?
Yeah,
usually,
it's an intimate setting for sure.
Yeah, usually like a whodunit or something like that. But this, Wes Anderson's just like, he's such an aesthetic man that he was like, I'm just gonna make a full-fledged train.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it on a train because I want it to look fucking wild. I want to use the blues and the reds.
And you've got like rural India, which is like such a place that no one shoots.
Yeah,
like in at least Western films are rarely shot.
Yeah, not that I can
in
think
rural
of.
India. Except for maybe that one where like the fucking British people go to India to have like a hotel.
Oh yeah, what was that called with?
You know they got a hotel.
Judi Dench.
Judi
the
Dench.
Grand Marigold Hotel.
Yeah, that's something like
that.
along those lines. Do you think Judi Dench in Cats? No, I'm not gonna. Say I'm not gonna say licks her pussy. I'm not gonna say that.
Well, you have now.
What? I don't.
You have. You've
I
said
don't
it.
think I said anything.
You've said it now.
I can't wait to see Cats.
But no, I do not. And I also can't wait to see Cats. Oh, fuck. Somebody asked me the other day. I've been asked. Here's the thing. As a film critic, I have been asked dozens of times what I think of this movie. And I'm like, no fucking way I'm paying to see that shit.
People are hungry for that.
Fucking, I am a professional film critic. This is my job. And I will not fucking pay to see this piece of shit. I cannot do that.
Now, one thing I like about Darjeeling Limited is none of those people look like brothers.
No, yeah,
Owen Wilson,
I agree.
Adrian Brody, and Jason Schwartzman, but their chemistry is fucking incredible.
It's phenomenal.
These are real actors. Like I think a lot of people shit on Owen Wilson specifically out of this group because Adrian Brody was in The Pianist.
Yeah, Jason Schwartzman's done some shit.
Schwartzman's had a pretty strong career of not doing anything too crazy. Owen Wilson's been in a lot of shitty comedies.
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
So he kind of gets the flack, but he is legitimately good. He's probably the worst out of them. But
and let's be fair. Despite the fact that Adrian Brody has won an Academy Award, or at least was nominated, I'm not sure.
I think he won.
Did he win for The Pianist?
I think so.
Which is a fucking awesome movie.
It won something.
Yeah, I think
Roman Polanski went up there with his dirty dick.
Yeah, I think it won like score or something.
Maybe.
I don't know. But it Was he allowed to be there?
No, I don't think he was there.
That was
I
like
can't remember.
remember the year.
That was like in the middle period where he was like, I'm kind of cool, right? And everybody's like, no.
But of the three, Adrian Brody's not the best either. It's Schwartzman for sure.
Of course.
Schwartzman's the best actor of the three, and Schwartzman is so fucking underrated as an actor. Like he's so goddamn good. Like,
Well, I think it's because he's so subtle.
Yeah.
Like he's very subtle when it comes to his acting. Even though he's the cousin of Nicolas Cage, he is very different type of actor.
He's the king of underplaying.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
He might underplay. You probably saw fucking Cage acting like a maniac and being like, oh, let's go the other direction on that.
yeah, maybe you know.
I'm low key Nick Cage.
Yeah, people don't seem to be enjoying this too much. Oh man, I love Schwartzman. Oh, he's so good. He's so good. And this movie, like, especially like, cause like about the big thing about this movie is like 20 minutes into it, you're like, okay, they're going to be on a train for the whole movie. No, halfway through the movie, they just fucking get off the train. They just get off the train and just go do other stuff. And that's when the funniest thing in the world happens. And I think it takes a very different sense of humor to find it so funny.
Sure.
And that's when they're trying to save the kids from the river. And then Adrian Brody,
That's going to tip over.
yeah, that's gonna tip over. They go and they're saving kids out of the river, and Adrian Brody brings out this lifeless kid's body, and he's like, "I didn't save mine."
I didn't
It's
save mine.
the funniest line in any West movie. I fucking love that
I
line
agree
so
with
much.
that.
He's dead. He's dead. I didn't save mine. So fucking funny, dude.
It's dark,
And I was,
but it's funny.
dude, I was fucking howling watching this movie a couple of nights
Oh,
ago.
it's a fucking beautiful film.
Yeah.
It's one of the easiest 5 stars I've ever given it.
And
It's
and I think that's how I honestly believe that's how Wes wants you to digest it. Like he does not want you to take anything that happens in this movie seriously because the characters, because like especially because the kid dies, they sort of go and they become like local heroes because they did save the other kids.
Yeah.
And they become local heroes and they juice it.
They do.
And it's funny, like it's a funny joke, but it's not right up in your face.
That's the thing about Wes Anderson is like that I think people miss a lot is like his movies are satire.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're like satire of bourgeois, you know, like they're satire of upper class people a lot of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Not this one. This one a little bit because they are clearly rich people. You know,
Yeah,
they're on
absolutely.
They're on this 2-week. Jason Schwartzman's a writer and shit. You know, it's kind of like.
He's got the $3,000 belt that he keeps mentioning.
Yeah, and like if you watch Rushmore, that's satire about class because it's about the school, and I think people miss that a lot when they watch these movies. They think they're just like quirky movies, but like there's so much funny underlying shit of just like
It's commentary.
them interacting.
Yeah, because Wes Anderson is like a millionaire and he lives in a fucking hut because he doesn't give a shit.
Does he? I don't know what he lives in. He might live in a fucking chateau in France. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he lives in a cafe in Italy. Just sounds right.
Yeah.
And like I would say Grand Budapest is probably like the biggest for commentary on class.
Yeah, and people that flew over people's heads completely when they watched that movie. It's a great movie if you don't.
I'm glad
view
that
it like that.
I'm
but
glad people still loved it though. Even if they
Yeah.
didn't get it, they still loved it.
Absolutely.
Because it's a fucking good movie. Darjeeling Limited, obviously one of Wes's finest. One of his finest. It's a sweet plum. It's an Italian
Look,
kiss.
I love them all.
Yeah.
But this one I think is very special and very underrated in my opinion.
I agree. So I'm going to give this one a 5 star. This is my favorite Wes movie for sure. And I already gave Rushmore a 5, and this is better than Rushmore for sure.
Fair enough.
All right. Which one of these things we want to talk about? Atlantics?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a foreign film out of France. About
Senegal.
Yeah. It's about where?
Senegal.
Okay. So this is a movie
It's the West Coast.
set in Senegal.
Africa.
Yeah. I know Northern
You know,
Africa.
the Atlantic.
Yeah. Okay. So
It's on the Atlantic Ocean.
Are you done? Are
I don't know. I don't know how. I'm sure you know geography. It's just the listeners I'm more concerned about.
Yeah, because if you like and listen to this podcast, you are wrong and dumb. So
Whoa, what the fuck? Apologize to the listeners.
I apologize. I apologize to podcastbot 5000. I was really rude to him earlier. Hey, podcastbot 5000. Please stay asleep. So this movie is from the Senegal, made by a French director. Here's the thing. This movie I think is technically good, but it does nothing for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
The story is not as interesting as the aesthetic because I really like a lot of what's going on film wise. Like it's a kind of a use of like neon and black light that I've not really seen in too many movies. It's a very specific aesthetic. I'm
Yeah,
trying
and
to
it,
say
and,
too many
and
words.
it really utilizes its blues a lot, like in lighting,
Sure.
and it is a beautiful looking movie that I could not for the life of me give a shit about. And not to say that I think it's necessarily a bad movie either. I just think the pacing is so I would almost say abhorrent here, like to a point where like it takes 40 minutes for the movie to tell you that this girl is set to be married to a rich man, but she's dating a poor man. And that's such a general plot, and it takes so long just to fucking get there, you know? And
yeah, but it does take a lot of risks, like introduce ghosts, dude.
yeah. This
Like-
movie's about ghosts, by the way.
It's like on the surface level, it's really kind of minimal in its story, but it takes these crazy risks every like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's all these ghosts and shit.
Yeah, there's ghosts in it. So what this movie is about is, I as aforementioned, we have the girl. She's engaged to a rich man. She's dating a poor guy. The poor
Solomon.
guy, yeah, Solomon. Solomon. So Solomon gets on a boat because he's going to go and trying to escape to Spain because he's been working for this man for 3 months and they haven't paid him. So he's like, fuck it, I'm going to go and find work in Spain. And he goes without saying goodbye to Ada, the love of his life. And the only reason he does that is because he just can't bring himself to say goodbye to her. Mm-hmm. And that's tough, you know, like that actually is, it's fucking tough. And then what happens is that his ship goes down and then everybody on the ship starts possessing people and then using them as spooky ghosts to get their revenge on the evil rich man that didn't pay them in the construction.
And it's kind of like there's some really good metaphor in here because they only the ghosts only possess like the young women of the town. And that's kind of like, I don't know if you look at that as like the male figures failed or if you look at it as the young women are the ones that are now empowered.
Yeah. I actually do. I agree with that. And like I said, there's this movie does so many things right.
Yeah,
but
it's to me it's not very interesting though. That's
and
the problem. And like because there's a lot of this I like. I think a lot of this is very well done. I think it's a very well shot movie. There's a lot of
the soundtrack is great.
Soundtrack is great. I've just never.
It's well acted as well.
Yeah, it's well acted. It's just to me it never grabbed me at any point really.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. It felt like it had these two different plot lines and it wasn't sure which one it wanted to use, like to really focus on. So it kind of tried to juggle both of them, and because of that, neither of them really end up being that interesting to look at or to see.
Well, I think the main problem comes from like it's kind of like the cultural commentary about like arranged marriages and stuff.
Yeah.
But they never really get into it. They barely even show the husband like maybe twice in the movie.
Yeah, they show the husband a couple of times and then like halfway through the movie she's like, I don't love you, you're not my husband. And it's like that's the end of that, I guess. That's sort of the end of that. And then
I understand what they're going for. Theme wise, but I just never think it like hits the mark.
Well, and especially because like this guy who is dead is like the most wanted for a crime of arson. Which, by the way, they fucking love those ghosts. They love setting shit on fire. Which is
damn, these ghosts can't stop setting shit on fire.
Yeah, to the point where I was almost disappointed though, and this is gonna sound crazy, but I was almost disappointed they didn't set more on fire.
Yeah, you wanted them to set more on fire.
Well, because they set up more. You know, they set up so much more than what they had. Oh, you all good? Oh, okay. Anyway, so they set up like this thing halfway through the movie that they're going to burn down. They're gonna burn down this crazy tower, this humongous tower.
Yeah.
And then they just never end up doing it. And
Excuse me, citizen, stop setting
That was long set up for a joke that wasn't that funny.
I'm glad we got there though, to be honest. I'm really proud of you for getting that. And so they keep saying they're gonna set this tower on fire, and they set the bed on fire, and then they send the house on fire, and then you're like, all right, here it is. Climax is gonna be the bed. But actually what ends up happening is that the climax ends up being the climax just ends up being.
Excuse me, ghosts. Stop setting beds on fire. This is the police. Please stop setting beds on fire.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Policeman. Hey, Mr. Policeman.
Yeah.
And so, like, it does feel like that's going to be the final set pieces that they do set this fucking thing on fire. This giant
future building.
The giant future building they show a million fucking times.
Dude, they can't stop shooting this giant future building.
They can't stop showing it.
I wonder, is that real, do you think? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anything about Senegal.
Me neither. Don't know enough. But at the end of the day...
I know they were occupied by the French.
At the end of the day...
Which is why they speak French.
The climax
sometimes.
just ends up being the main girl talking to the ghosts, and then the movie's like, all right, we're done.
But that's kind of like she's setting things right. With
It's
the ghost,
closure,
you know?
and there's a lot because it's so open ended. Like there's a lot of ways that you could perceive that. And I think the girl probably killed herself, but like
probably and I think there's like the problem is this movie's like almost good.
Yeah, it is one of those. It's like so close to being good, but I just don't care enough to watch it.
Yeah, maybe you were tired.
I did watch it at 7 a.m, as as my usual. My usual, watching movies at 7 a.m.
Yeah, this guy can't fucking get to a record session if it killed him. Dude.
I came here. I was on time for this.
Yeah, but it's fucking at fucking real late at night on Saturday. My weekend's fucking ruined now because I have to see you.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I do ruin weekends by existing. That's for damn sure.
I got that 3 stars on the Chatsky scale.
Yeah, 3 stars. That's exactly right. 100% correct. All right, let's do it. Let's talk about a movie I'm really excited to talk about.
Hell yeah.
Pain and Glory. So this is a movie out of Spain.
Mm-hmm. Pedro Alvarez something. He's a very popular director.
Yeah, and this movie stars Antonio Banderas and Penelope Cruz.
Absolutely. Mostly Antonio Banderas.
Mostly Antonio Banderas. And this dude's a fucking murderer.
Look, I've seen a lot of Antonio movies, a lot of his Spanish one.
Yeah.
This is by far his best performance that he's and will ever do.
I can't believe how awesome he is in this movie. I also really... I'm not going to necessarily say that I like this movie, though. I do like so much of what's going on. What's happening in this movie is you have this director who's written this, this piece about his drug addiction that he simply can't publish because he can't have his name on it. Yeah, and it's so personal. It's so deeply personal. So eventually, he ends up giving it to a friend of his to. Well,
they're not really friends. It's he's an ex actor in his films.
Right. Formerly actor in his films, and when they meet each other again, they both become super
into heroin. That's why.
Yeah.
But now, look, this scene in this explain of Banderas' like ailments and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I love that. Yeah.
It's like one of the best things. This was in October,
Mm-hmm.
but I still remember it very vividly because I really like this movie a lot. To me, it's just like so many just things, and it's such a weirdly colorful movie. For
the content. For
what it is.
It's bright and beautiful for a movie about drug addiction.
Right.
For sure. And a movie not only just about drug addiction, but about deterioration.
Sure.
And about realizing that you're done, or maybe realizing that you're not.
Right.
Because like the whole point of this movie is Antonio Banderas is like, I'm done, I'm retired, I can't do it anymore, I physically can't do it.
He can't write anymore. He doesn't have it anymore.
Can't write, can't direct.
He's a has been
an ailment that I wish Zack Snyder would get.
Wow. His daughter died. Let's be a little easier on Zack Snyder. He's decided to not make more movies,
which is the right choice. Oh, I guess he did get the ailment then. Good for him.
Yeah.
But so he can't write, he can't direct because he's so defeated personally, and he's so into drugs, and like to the point. My favorite part of this entire movie is when he doesn't show up to that Q&A. So the guy calls him on the phone, puts him on speakerphone, and he's answering questions, and you just hear right into the microphone.
Yeah, and to me, it's like Antonio Banderas is so fucking good that like every one of his relationships with these characters, like the actor, his ex-lover, his assistant, they're all like such like wonderfully crafted moments with all these people.
Yeah.
That feels so real. The one thing I don't like that much is that it keeps going to these flashbacks that you don't know why the fuck they're happening for the most part.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
But once like the reveal happens at the very end, people fucking gasped in the theater. Once you realize,
I gasped at home. I did gasp at home.
Once you realize what the fuck this movie is, to me it changes the entire thing to make it even more spectacular.
It almost makes me kind of want to watch it again.
Yeah,
because now I have a different perspective of what's actually going on, and it's beautiful and wonderful, and like there's so many points in this movie where maybe you could get confused, but I think that those flashback scenes with Penelope Cruz are so illustrative.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did Penelope Cruz play herself in this movie? Who knows?
No.
Who knows?
No.
Anyway, so there is all these flashback scenes, and those scenes they are important to what's happening in Antonio Banderas' life.
I do think it stretches it a little too long.
I agree.
Because of that.
The movie is a little too long, I think, because and like some of those scenes too. Like I think this movie bathes in silence a lot.
Yeah.
Which sometimes is great and artistic and wonderful, and sometimes it does just seem to be.
I think in this movie it works for the most part.
Yeah, for the most part. But there is moments.
It's been a while since I watched it, but there's parts of this movie where I just openly fucking weeped like several times. Like,
yeah,
especially during his play, when his actor friend does the play.
Yeah,
for the first time.
That's I was crying, and
because that's like the first reveal, kind of.
Yeah,
and then like after that, it just keeps unveiling itself. Like,
yeah, there's like 8 reveals.
He pulled on a fucking sweater, and it just keeps unraveling itself.
Because you feel like you know this character very well, like the Antonio Banderas character, and in the second half of the movie, the second half of the movie, like you don't fucking know what this guy's like at all. And here's what he is actually like. Here it is. But what was I gonna say? Like Antonio Banderas, I can't believe that Antonio Banderas fucking did this performance. Like to the point where like I look back at Zorro and I'm like, how is that even the same guy? Like
Desperado.
Yeah,
he's kind of good in that though.
Yeah, Desperado's good. What's that one where he fucks Angelina Jolie a bunch? That movie's good.
I don't remember.
Full frontal Angelina Jolie and Antonio. I'm pretty sure it's
good.
This movie's got finger in it, by the way.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Of course it does.
Oh right, I remember what I was gonna say. I made the terrible decision of watching this movie with 3 buddies, and I'm like, oh fuck, whoops, I'm gonna cry in front of all these dudes. My bad, and I did. What a mistake. Oh man, this movie. It is very good. It's not my favorite movie of the year, I think, but I think it's worth it just to see Antonio Banderas and honestly Penelope Cruz too. Penelope is always.
I think if you watch it in a more friendly environment, and by that I mean not with a bunch of fucking weirdos drinking,
yeah,
I think you would like it more.
Yeah, you think so?
Because it is like a truly affecting movie. Like it's one of the few movies this year that I completely remember every second.
I have thought about it a lot since
it's like one of those movies where I completely remember every second of this movie, and I remember the colors of it because it's so very specific. You know?
Yeah, it's pink, it's blue. Lots of. It's a very very beautiful movie. I'm gonna plant this one. I love it. I think it's great. I am gonna plant it at a 4 though.
5 stars.
5 stars for Buck.
Probably won't hit my top 10, but there was just that many good movies this year.
Holy fuck! Like that has been my big problem the last couple of weeks. Is I'm trying to make my top 10 list, and I've given out 25 5 stars, and I'm like, whoops,
I've given out a lot too.
Fuck,
I've given out like 15 or so.
Yeah, so now I've got to really bring it down to like what my actual favorite movies of the year are, and that's been pretty tough. So let's talk about the Academy Awards.
Sure.
The Acads, as they call them.
I would not be mad if Pain and Glory won an Oscar for foreign film.
Yeah, I don't think so either, and I think it probably is.
Parasite will probably win.
Parasite will probably win because they don't want to. They're too much of cowards to give Parasite Best Picture. We all know it. Like, let's be real.
The Roma thing. It's the Roma effect.
Yeah, it is the Roma effect. So let's talk about
Although Parasite is much better than Roma. So.
Let's talk about the movies that we think are going to be nominated. I think Parasite is maybe probably a lock.
Yeah.
Your locks.
I think Roma has opened the doors.
A little bit, yeah.
For things like that.
Yeah.
So. What
do you think? What do you think about Avengers? You think that's nominated for Best Picture? It's fucking Avatar did, and fucking Black Panther did. You know, like I would like to be like, of course, fucking Titanic won, my guy. Like, I think blockbusters. I think
Yeah, I think it will be.
You think
I think it will be.
You think Endgame's nominated?
I think they do like a. I think they will do it.
Well, this episode is coming out on Sunday, and the CADs or the nominations coming out on Monday. So if you're listening to this after Monday, sorry that we're such fucking morons with our guesses because I'm sure they're wrong. But Avengers Endgame, I do agree. I think that's a nomination. I think it'll win nothing. Maybe special effects, but even
Probably
then,
get special
I
effects.
don't. Even then, I don't.
What
even know if
else will get it?
Fucking Hobbs and Shaw, I guess.
1917.
Fucking maybe Doctor Sleep.
Doctor Sleep won't get nominated.
Yeah, no, I mean like for special effects.
I don't think it'll get nominated.
I don't think Doctor Sleep's gonna get anything, which is too bad because that movie's awesome. Okay, so Avengers.
Bombed, dude.
Yeah, I know it bombed, dude. It bombed
$9
really
million
hard.
or something crazy.
Yeah. Ford versus Ferrari. I'm throwing that one in the hat. I think that's nominated for best
That
picture.
seems like a good bet. 1917 for sure.
No, 1917 for sure. Jojo Rabbit is the one that I'm going back and forth on. You don't think so? Because
I don't think
sometimes I'm like, yeah,
It's
obviously.
too much of a comedy. It's
Yeah.
too much of just a straight comedy.
It's too silly. You think?
yeah.
Yeah, and that's you might be right on that. You might be right on that. It's maybe too goofy for the Acads, which is too bad because I also really like that movie. Okay, so we got Avengers, we got Ford vs Ferrari for sure. Parasite I think is gonna get nominated. Once Upon a Time gets nominated.
Yeah,
doesn't win.
I would say it gets nominated.
Yeah, Once Upon a Time gets nominated, doesn't win. What do you think about Bombshell? Think Bombshell?
I'd say Irishman over Bombshell.
Irishman, yep, that makes sense. Yeah, Irishman. Marriage Story, probably.
Maybe.
You think Marriage Story is a maybe?
I think it's a maybe. I think they do one Netflix.
Yeah.
And I think Irishman over
Marriage Story?
Marriage Story, probably.
Marriage Story's better.
That doesn't matter though. The prestige of a Scorsese 4-hour movie.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that is true. And
Maybe they'll do both. I don't know.
Not to disparage The Irishman either, because I also fucking love that movie.
I think Marriage Story before Little Women.
Marriage Story before Little Women? Yeah, I agree with that. Let me think. What else is even in contention right now?
That's pretty much it. Joker also.
Joker will be nominated, and that can go fuck itself.
Yeah.
Dude, if Joker and Endgame get nominated, then the Acads don't mean anything.
All right.
They're fucking absolutely useless.
So, best director is probably going to be Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Bong, Sam Mendes, Tarantino.
Yeah, and I think
else.
they might give it to Mendes. I
can see that. I can see that happening.
I think 1917 is really gonna sweep. To be honest,
yeah.
Not
probably.
necessarily that I agree with that. Although I did give it a 5-star review. I do really love that movie. It probably will hit my top 10. But I think there are better movies, and we'll talk about that when we talk about our top 10 right before the Academy Awards.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Actor Adam Driver.
Tarantino or Leo.
You think Leonardo DiCaprio again? I just kind of feel like he's done now. He's got his statue.
There wasn't. I don't think there was enough.
You think Sandman though? You think Adam Sandler?
Probably not. Probably Joaquin probably wins that one.
You think Joaquin wins?
I think Joaquin wins.
Fucking Christ, dude, for doing this.
Yeah. It actually would not surprise me if fucking Joaquin wins that shit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think it's Sandler or De Niro.
Yeah. De Niro for sure. Pesci for supporting.
Pesci for supporting.
I say
sure.
Pesci. I say Pesci for supporting actor for sure. Who else? Brad Pitt probably.
For supporting, yeah.
Yeah, Brad Pitt for supporting.
Mm-hmm.
That one makes sense to me. Who else? Maybe
This list says Tom Hanks
for supporting. Fucking thank God, dude. If they nominated Tom Hanks as best actor, I would have been really pissed off, to be honest, because he's in that movie for 14 minutes.
Then it also has Anthony Hopkins, Two Popes, and
Jonathan Pryce. He'll be nominated for best actor for sure.
yeah.
Fuck, I forgot about that movie because it's very bad. But I forgot
Trying to fucking expunge that film from my fucking brain.
Yeah, I'm trying to erase this shit.
Still possible. Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe for Lighthouse.
Yeah.
If he pulls it, he's got to win it this time.
He has to
because he's pulled it 2 years in a row.
I don't think that's a movie that the Oscars people watched though.
Which is too bad because it's awesome. But also like Willem Dafoe, he has been nominated 2 years in a row. If he's gonna get nominated a third time, this time he's got to fucking take it home, dude. He's got to take the statue.
So best actress, we got Scarlett Johansson, of course.
Yep, that makes sense. She'll probably win.
Saoirse Ronan, Little Women, Charlize Theron, Bombshell, Renee Zellweger, Judy, and the one that I would like to win, Aquafina from The Farewell.
Aquafina. You know what? I have not seen The Farewell. I've heard that it's awesome. Maybe that's another one that I gotta see.
Talk about weeping in a theater, dude.
Yeah.
I've never cried harder than The Farewell.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because
Oh,
it's about a
fuck.
fucking grandmother dying, and my grandmother died like 2 years ago.
Oh,
I've
God.
never cried harder.
And you know what? I'm a bitch when it comes to movies that make you cry, dude. I'm a big bitch. I cried 4 times watching Pain and Glory. Fucking 4. Oh, I cried twice watching 1917 for Christ's sake. And that's not even a movie you should cry watching.
I didn't cry during that one.
Dude, you know what movie had me crying pretty much the whole duration? Marriage Story. The whole fucking time, dude. I cried from the second it started to the second.
Oh yeah, dude.
Fucking weeping my ass off like a baby boy bitch.
Dude, every time fucking like when they at the very end when Adam Driver starts singing, I literally couldn't stop crying.
Yeah, me neither, dude. Like that was to a point like where sometimes when I'm watching a movie, like it'll just be like tears coming down my face, you know. But like that movie had me going like, like really loud to the point where I
so
thought,
loud. Dude.
yeah, to the point where like I thought my neighbors were gonna call somebody.
Chadley's getting beat again.
Chadley's getting hurt. Oh man,
Chadley's strong girlfriend beating the shit out of him again.
Well, it's not that she's strong; it's that I'm very weak.
She looks strong.
She's stronger than me, but I'm also very weak. What do we got? Best supporting actress. We got
Laura Dern.
Meryl Streep, probably.
No Meryl on here.
No Meryl, really. I think Meryl gets the nom.
What's from
Little Woman.
Oh,
I think Meryl gets the nom. She just never doesn't.
yeah, that's
She got
actually
the,
true.
You guys, may
That's
I
something
remind
to
you?
think about.
May I remind you that she got the nom for Into the Woods, guys.
This is amazing right here. They have also Scarlett Johansson as supporting actress from Jojo Rabbit. She
Ooh.
got 2. That'd be fun.
Dude, that would
be a lot of fun.
You know, it'd be fun if she won them both.
It'd be a lot of fun, dude. Then we got Jennifer Lopez from Hustlers. I don't know about that, although I love that movie.
I still haven't seen that movie. I do have it.
I think that's far and away the best Jennifer Lopez has ever acted in a movie. I just don't know that they would give anything to it.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie in Bombshell. That's probably.
What about Pattinson? What about Pattinson? Like, what if? I mean, I know it's unlikely, but what about Pattinson? What if he got nominated for Best Actor?
Yeah.
How good? Because here's the thing: if Pattinson gets nominated for Best Actor, I don't even fucking care if it's for Lighthouse or High Life. I don't give a shit. If Pattinson gets nominated for Best Actor, that's the same shit. He's got to win.
The problem with that is, like, look how stacked Best Actor is, plus the Still Possibles.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. Oh, Taron Egerton too, nominated for Best Actor. That's actually probably a lock.
Was Rocketman for this Oscars? I guess so.
Yeah, it came out in May of this year, my guy.
Oh man,
It came out in May of this year. It feels like forever.
it's like one of those movies that I just completely forgot about. I love it, but
I really like that movie. Best Picture and yeah.
But
although you know what, if we're giving fucking Rami for the teeth, we're giving a statue for the teeth. Give it to Egerton.
I'd rather see Adam Sandler's teeth get it. Though.
Yeah, dude, true. Adam Sandler's teeth. Let's give it to Adam Sandler's Furby.
Best original screenplay.
Yeah, that's probably 1917, and that's probably cinematography too. Is 1917. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is gonna be. Here's the thing: is that they're either going to give Best Picture to 1917 and also let it win everything else, or they're gonna fuck us like they did in 2014. Let Mad Max Fury Road win fucking everything, and then give Best Picture to a movie that won nothing else. That's what they're gonna do. And you know what? If they do that, I'm pissed.
All right.
I still think Mad Max won, and they just couldn't pull the trigger on giving out the statue to Mad Max.
I think that's probably true. I think last second they're like, "What do we?
Yeah, what are
How
we?
do we do this?
What are we up to here, guys? We got a second trailer for Birds of Prey.
I'm kind of on board.
You know what? Here's
It looks kind of crazy and weird.
I'm really struggling here because like the movie looks awesome, but I don't want to get my hopes up again, dude. I can't.
I don't know. I think DC is on kind of a weird uptick right now because they're not trying to be Marvel anymore.
Yeah,
They're just trying to make these weird fucking movies. Some of them miss, some of them hit.
Yeah, but I don't know. I still haven't seen one hit. I guess Wonder Woman hits.
I'm talking about people's reactions to them. I'm talking about the reaction to Joker, which won a Golden Globe. I'm talking about Shazam.
Yeah.
Winning
Shazam.
awards.
I like Shazam. Yeah.
Aquaman was a clear fail.
Yeah,
but
Aquaman's a clear fail. Justice League was a super big fail.
That's a while ago though. Wasn't there more movies in between that they made? Maybe it was just those ones.
No, they really haven't. Like they fucked up so hard, and they really had to restructure their whole thing. They made.
But I think that's good.
Yeah,
because they were trying too hard to be Marvel, and we don't need more of that.
Well, and the thing is that I was thinking about this because like at at the end of the day, like Birds of Prey does look like it's more Suicide Squad, but it's Margot Robbie's end of Suicide Squad, which is the good shit from that movie.
Yeah.
That's the shit that I liked about Suicide Squad is that Margot Robbie is fucking
right. And then
good.
we've got Suicide Squad 2 coming out, and James Gunn is now running that, so that's going to be at least passable. That's going to be at least a 3-star.
The Suicide Squad, he's just straight up pretending the first one didn't happen, which is the move.
2 Suicide Squad, 2 Squad.
2 Suicide 2 Squad. Squad 7.
Hell yeah, dude.
Suicide 6.
Suicide 6, Squad 7, dude.
Yeah. And so like Birds of Prey, I want to love it. I want to love it, but I'm
going into that movie with an open heart.
Yeah, I'm being carefully enthusiastic about this movie. That's how I'm going to put it.
Yeah.
I'm watching it from a distance for the time being. But I think it looks fun. I think it looks silly and dumb and kind of stupid, but I think that's kind of what we need right now. Sonic the Hedgehog, on the other hand, I'm starting to see promo material for that. There is a giant poster, I'm talking like 80-foot poster on the side of the movie theater.
You're gonna steal that shit?
And I am gonna be stealing that for sure.
You're gonna drape it over your apartment building.
But here's what pisses me off about the promo material is that I was looking at this poster and it's got fucking Sonic the Hedgehog running through one of the rings. He's on the road and Jim Carrey's in the background with his shitty mustache. And on the cover it says James Marsden, Jim Carrey. Oh, we're not even gonna give any love to Ben Schwartz, who plays Sonic he plays Sonic the fucking Hedgehog.
They don't want to give any. They don't want to have the illusion that someone's playing Sonic because he's Sonic. They don't want kids to be confused.
Ben, you gotta credit him anyway.
Benny Schwartz did BB-8 and was uncredited, so
that is absolutely true. And Bill Hader for some reason.
Bill Hader was there.
Yeah, Bill Hader. Bill Hader
was reportedly there.
And Bill Hader looked at the script for Force Awakens.
He's
and was
don't put my name on this. Do not put my name on this.
He looked at the Force Awakens script. He's like, I hope you guys don't fuck this up after.
JJ did it.
And JJ did it. Yeah, he did. He absolutely did fuck it up. Hey, podcast bot.
He is good.
Podcast bot 8000. Hello, Buck. Hello, Buck.
Hey, podcast bot.
Did you hear that sound just now?
What was that?
That was me lubing myself up.
Oh, that's fun.
I'm
that's
getting
a lot of fun.
Lubed up.
Damn, you're getting lubed up, bro?
I'm really lubed up.
Sick, dude.
Hard as fuck. Lubed up. Hey, Buck, you want to know what's really exciting?
Yeah.
That, my voice modulator, it's good. Oh, it's getting fucked up. Oh. Hey, Buck.
Yeah, what's up?
You want to know what's really exciting?
Yeah.
It's your favorite week. Next week.
Oh, is it?
It is. It's the animated episode. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, I am, I guess. It's like 15, 16 movies or something like that.
Don't worry.
18, 19. Yeah, I bet they are. 18, 19 movies.
I've seen them all.
Okay.
Here they are. Frozen 2.
Yeah.
Missing Link.
Huh.
How to Train Your Dragon. Hidden World. Abominable. I Lost My Body, which is some weird French Netflix thing. Sergio Simpson's 41-minute animated film Sound and Fury.
Yeah, dude, it's an anime.
And to keep things consistent with Wes Anderson, The Fantastic Mr. Fox.
Wow, that's great content. Thanks,
Yes, hey, Buck, please, can you fix my voice?
Yeah, I can.
Can you fix it? It's hideous. Thank you for fixing my modulator. It was disgusting. Everything was very slow. I had to take out the headphones.
It is so slow. Hey.
Yeah, it is really slow, dude. You know what? I think the podcast bots are getting much worse, dude. Way, way worse. Super way worse.
Yeah.
But that's what we're talking about next week. In case you didn't catch
the podcast
it.
bots are really hurt.
Yeah, the podcast bot. He was telling you that it's the animated extravaganza, the Hex Solo.
Oh, he's shutting off, dude. They're really hurt. They're hurt really bad.
I think he just broke.
Dude, they're hurt so bad.
I think he broke.
Damn, I can't believe how bad they're hurt.
Shit, dude. Shit. We are talking about anime movies next week. It's going to be the animated. We have to do this every year. Buck hates it every time. I hate it every time. It's going to be fucking horrible. I have to watch 6 80-minute movies in the next 7 days.
Bang 'em out, dude.
And I'm pissed about it because the only ones here I saw were Frozen and How to Train Your Dragon. I got to watch the rest of these fucking things.
Yeah.
Again with this shit. But
Hey, you invent. By the way, you invented this, and the first 2 years you were like, "This is great, isn't it? We can just watch them all at the same time." And I'm like, "No."
now it's a tradition. We've done it 6 years
heck
now.
solo, dude.
Holy shit. That's actually crazy to think we've done this 6 years now.
Yeah,
We've done this for 6 fucking years and still
almost consistently every Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost consistently every single Sunday.
Definitely every week.
Yeah, for
for
sure.
6 years.
For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's
fuck.
so many episodes.
God damn. Fuck.
Guys, there's so many episodes. Go subscribe on our YouTube. If I tweeted it out everywhere and we only got 1 new subscriber, I'm gonna fucking blow my head off.
Yeah.
Let's fucking get some more subscribers on here.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Google Play, anywhere you're listening to a podcast. We're probably there.
Yeah.
You can probably find it. It's good content. And guys, if you're not gonna listen to this fucking podcast, I'm gonna fucking leap off a balcony head first. Is that what you want?
Is that what you want?
I fucking hate you all. No, I'm just kidding. I love you guys. Please leave reviews because we will read them on air if we see
absolutely.
them. Yeah, if we notice them. Sometimes we don't. But please leave us reviews on iTunes. We love to read them.
You know what? I really like the megaphone sound effect.
Yeah,
I think that's our best one.
I think that's the sound effect that we go with. Yeah, absolutely. But there's also like 5,000 ones here that we haven't tried yet.
There's a lot that we haven't tried.
Yeah, so we'll have to fuck around with a lot of these. So I hope you guys are ready for this podcast to become unlistenable.
Absolutely.
Because we have a voice mod.
Well, we're trying to get it down to our diamond listener. Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We're trying to figure out who the one person who loves this show so much that they will just listen to it regardless of how terrible it is. So thank you.
And I've been doing everything in my power to make it sound even incredibly impossible to listen to. So
Yeah. So thank you, Buck Hollywood Leduc, for doing that. That's
welcome.
great. That's great work.
$15 soundboard, y'all.